Good evening. I'm Rick Roden. I'm the president and CEO of the Mountain Lakes Chamber of Commerce, and this is our second COVID-19 update. We welcome you, and hopefully we've got some good information for you. I know I've got some new information, so I'm looking forward to getting that to you. Just to let you know that we continue to update our restaurant grid. We had some new ones added on last week. We had some restaurants reopen, which was a good thing. We're excited to have them back. We continue to deliver groceries to our senior citizens, those vulnerable ones that are not able to get out or shouldn't get out. Some of them may be able to, but they don't need to get out. So we continue to do that. You can pay for those, do it online through Walmart or Foodland. Once you do that, if you'll call Debbie at 256-609-0165, she can get a delivery set up for you. We've had several people do that, and we're glad to be able to help some people. One thing we did last Thursday and Friday, I think I mentioned this last time, that we've discovered through this pandemic who our real heroes are. And we've started putting out Heroes Work Here signs all over the county. We're putting them out at fire stations and police stations and the hospitals and nursing homes and different places like that. We just want to recognize those true heroes. We've discovered who they are, and they are definitely essentials, and I don't know what we would do without them. So if you know people that work in those arenas, thank them, because they are very, very good people that work hard on a daily basis, and sometimes they're putting their lives on the line to protect us. One thing that we're not able to do a lot of our normal initiatives, but one thing that Nancy Griggs, our Director of Talent Development, has done and is working on. Obviously, schools have been let out. Seniors are done. They're basically graduated, but also they're continuing to work, though. In the month of April, they're doing kind of a discovery. They're trying to see what different careers are available. So Nancy sent out 150 letters to different people, different careers, asking them to shoot a short video of what they do, what their job is, what it entails, so that we can expose these seniors to careers and career ideas that to get them to thinking about what they want to do. So Nancy has done a great job there getting that out to a lot of people. And if you were asked to do that, please agree to shoot a short video to tell them about your career, and you may be able to pull someone into your direction for your career. So we encourage you to do that. One thing that I've just got this morning, there was a U.S. Chamber poll that said, 1 in 10 businesses are less than a month away from closing permanently. Now that is terrible. 1 in 10 businesses. But it went further to say that if we go 8 more weeks, 50% of small businesses are not going to make it. So we have got to start looking at how do we get this economy going again safely. We'll talk about that in a minute, but that is scary, and we're doing everything that we can do to try to help our small businesses survive this crisis. But it is time to really take a serious look at what else can we do to help our small businesses. I was asked, talking about getting the economy going again, I was asked by Congressman Mo Brooks to serve on the governor's advisory group. The governor, we have 7 congressmen in the state of Alabama, and the governor has asked each congressman to put together an advisory group to look at how we get this economy going in Alabama again. What are the next steps? What's the timeline? What are some things that we can tweak? Her order ends April the 30th, so we want to look and see what do we need to do come April the 30th, or maybe before April the 30th. And so we have been on several conference calls. We had some work over the weekend. We've got our next conference call today at noon, and what we will be doing is voting and finalizing our recommendation from the 5th Congressional District to the governor, as all of the other districts are doing the same thing. We have a deadline of today, and then the governor will use that along with Lieutenant Governor Will Ainsworth's recommendations, which came out last Friday, and hopefully we will be able to see this economy up and going again. It's not going to happen all at once. It may be a gradual thing, but we'll see what happens, and we'll see what the governor decides to do. Some of the other updates, we've got an update from the Alabama Small Business Development Center, and here's some statistics. over $4.8 billion in PPP loans were approved for 27,922 companies in Alabama. Almost $5 billion came to the state of Alabama to almost 28,000 small businesses. There's almost 400,000 small businesses in Alabama. So we're looking at 47% of the small businesses in Alabama received money. But it looks like an additional $300 billion is on the table for PPP and $50 billion for the SBA disaster loan. Now, let me tell you a little bit about what has happened. I was on a conference call with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce last Friday, and both PPP, that's the Payroll Protection Program, and the EIDL, which is a disaster loan program, are both out of money. Now, some of you may have questions that say, hey, I've applied, but I haven't heard anything. I don't know anything. Does that mean my money is not going to come? There's a lot of questions there. But they are no longer taking applications right now. If your application is in, it's still live. They're no longer taking applications. They're no longer processing bank loans with the PPP because that one has to go through the local banks. Banks may continue taking apps, but they have to hold them until the fund is replenished. So that's where we're at right now. Right now, the Senate is basically fighting over a new bill. If you have applied, the bank must approve it. The SBA must approve it. And if the bank has a number from the SBA, you're probably going to get money. So just hang in there if you've already sent that in through your bank. Now, the Congress is negotiating a new program to refund it. Hopefully it'll be a clean bill. Unfortunately, the last time it was not a completely clean bill. There were other things thrown in there. So we're encouraging both sides to make sure that the money is put in there just for the pandemic. Don't try to do political stuff. So we're encouraging that. So we encourage you to hang in there. You can go ahead and get with your bank and apply, even though it's out of money, but they're going to have to hold it until the money gets replenished. And this is basically being called phase 4 of the funding. Some other things that we learned is the new guide for independent contractors covering the disaster loan, the PPP, and unemployment compensation is now live. If you were an independent contractor, you could not apply when everyone else could, but now you can. Hopefully it will be funded soon to where you'll be able to have your loan application processed. There's a 501c6 issue. The original phase 3 funding did not include 501c6s. We are now lobbying to get the other nonprofits besides the three C3s funded. So I sent out a thing last Friday that if you are a 501c6 or something other than a 501c3, you can make a contact, call your congressman, call your senator to encourage them to include these other nonprofits in the next phase of the funding. Now let's talk about some other sources of money. There is a source of money, which is a pretty good amount of money that's going live today. It's the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation Program. It's grants to small businesses from 3 to 20 employees. So these are the real true small businesses. It includes other nonprofits. I had to go online to check our zip code to see if we apply. We absolutely can apply. We qualify for that. So I encourage you to do that. It's $5,000. They're still working to raise more money, but that goes live today. So I encourage you, small businesses between 3 and 20 employees, go to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce website. There will be a link there. You can apply for that. $5,000, and Jackson County does qualify for that. So that's going to probably go quickly, just like the other ones did. So I encourage you to be ready to go at 12 noon today to apply for that. There's some other issues that were talked about Friday. The business interruption insurance. Existing policies should cover the pandemic. Lawsuits are already started. 1 in 3 had any type of interruption insurance. So there's a lot of questions on interruption insurance. So you'll need to stay on top of that if you did indeed have interruption insurance. Glenn Spencer talked about the workman's compensation, and there's a lot of liability concerns on the workman's compensation. He suggests that workers take advantage of sick leave in the CARES Act, that's written into the CARES Act, and states set up a special fund for essential workers. So a lot of questions there, and a lot of questions that we don't have the answer to, but we will be glad to help you in any way possible that if you need help there. Now, we are in the process of finalizing our small business relief fund here in Jackson County. I reached out to one of our local industries, and they have agreed to help fund this. We're looking for more help, more people that are willing to donate to our small business relief fund. The application, we're doing everything we can do to make sure this application goes live this Friday, April the 24th, on the Chamber of Commerce website, www.mountainlakeschamber.com. We'll do a blast email out to all of our members. We'll put it on social media. Depending on the number of applications we get, that'll determine how much money that we will be able to give out. We will, though, indeed be able to help some of our small businesses, and we are indeed also asking for help. If your business or industry is not being just devastated by the pandemic, we encourage you to contact us ASAP with your willingness to donate to the Small Business Relief Fund, and we would love to be able to add to those dollars that we already have to be able to help more businesses or be able to give our small businesses more money. So I encourage you, please reach out to me, reach out to the Chamber. My email address is Roden, RODEN, at scottsboro.org. My cell phone number, call me on my cell at any time, 256-628-1212, 628-1212. We hope that there are others that will be able to add to this fund so that we'll be able to save some of our small businesses. Again, 1 in 10 in the next 4 weeks are going to go under and may never open back up. So we encourage you to help us out there. Again, if you have questions about any of the funds that are available, feel free to call us here at the Chamber or email us. My staff, they're 100% of the time working on the pandemic, working on what we can do to help save small businesses, help people survive this crisis, and they're working countless hours. Even though most of them are working from home, they're still working very, very hard, and we hope that we can help you. Again, we are ready to reopen this economy. We don't know what that's going to look like. We don't know what the governor is going to decide. We should know something about that in the next few days. Again, our recommendation from our advisory group goes in today to the governor. We'll probably start hearing something later in the week. It'll probably be, my guess, a rolling opening to where it's not just open it wide open all at once. First and foremost, we want everybody to stay safe. We want everybody to continue to practice those things that we've learned over the last 4 or 5 weeks. Social distancing, make sure that you sanitize, make sure that you social distance far enough away that you're not going to infect someone if you have it or pass it on to other people. We recommend the mask when we go out in public. That may be a thing that as we move forward, everyone may be required. We don't know. We don't know what that's going to look like, but we do know that our economy needs to open up. Don't know the exact day of that's going to happen, but we're ready to get rolling again and help to get back to where we were at, to where we're concerned with finding workers. Right now there's too many unemployed workers. We want to get back down to about 2.5% unemployment, and we're excited about doing that, but we also want to do it safely. So continue to stay safe, but let's get excited and let's get ready to roll out safely as we move our economy forward. Stay safe.